Hi boys and girls, it is time for reading. Today we have 2 new tricky words. We've already learned 4 tricky words. We're adding 2 more today, and our words today are from and one. And remember, they are tricky words because they don't sound out like they should, like we have learned. The letters are making different sounds, and so we also know them as sight words, so we know them just by looking at them. We don't have to try to sound them out, because our word from, if we were to try to sound it out, we would be sounding out from. Now, from is not a word, so our O sounds like it is making a U sound, like from. But we are not writing it with the U sound, so we are going to erase, and this is how we spell the word from. F-R-O-M, from. Our next tricky word is one, the number 1. And when we sound it out, if we were to sound it out, it would be a-n-e. Anna? That doesn't sound right, does it? No, it doesn't. And so if we were to spell it by how we sound things out, it would be W-U-N. W-a-n. One. That sounds like one, doesn't it? Yes, it does, but that is not how we spell one. So we're going to erase, and this is how we are going to spell one. O-N-E, one. From, like I am coming from my house, and one, like I have one cookie to eat. From and one. Those are our tricky words for today. So I have some phrases for us to read and to practice those tricky words. And included in these are the tricky words that we've already learned. So make sure you look for those as we read. Okay, let's read our first phrase. We have that was one of our first tricky words. A gift from, there's our word, Sam. Sam, you see his name is capitalized. A gift from Sam, one plant. We got one plant as a gift from Sam. From one of them. So there's our tricky words, from, one, and of. And let's read our next phrase, from a dish. Our tricky words, from and a. And our last phrase, lots of dogs and one cat. We see our tricky words of and one. Okay, we're going to move to our next chart. We have more phrases. Take this one down. And here we go. We have 4 more phrases to read with our tricky words. And we have all of them. So we see all and of, those were tricky words. Let's go to our next phrase. The man from the west. So we have tricky word the, from, and the again. One trip. We have the tricky word one. And one chip from the bag. We see our tricky word one, from, and the. And if you would like to pause your video on our phrases, you could pause it there and you could practice reading those phrases. Okay, let's look at our work for today. Okay, you have 3 papers in your packet. Our first paper, it's going to be kind of rough. It's a lot of reading, but I think you guys can do it. I know you guys can do it. So we're going to read the whole sentence, and we're going to choose the word from the word box to write on the line. So we'll read, and our tricky words in the word bank are of, from, and one. I'll do the first side with you, and then the back side you could do on your own. Stan got the best gift, blank, his mom. Okay, well, our tricky words, we get a gift from somebody, right? So we're going to take the from. Now we have Stan got the best gift from his mom. From. Okay, I used from, so I'm going to cross it off. My other choices are of and one. Let's read number 2. Chad has 6 frogs and blank dog. What could go in there? Would it be of? Chad has 6 frogs and of dog? No, that doesn't sound right. How about 1? Chad has 6 frogs and 1 dog. That sounds right. Chad has 6 frogs and 1 dog. Right, 1 on the line, and we'll cross it out because we use it when we have 1 word left. And so we know that it's going to go in our last sentence. The man had ham and a bag of chips. And that is a big space for of, so don't let that trick you, because it is of. And we use of, we can cross that off. Flip it over to the back. We have of, one, and all. So I'm going to let you try these on your own. Complete those sentences. All right. Our next paper, you will see, you've seen this, a paper like this before. It says chomp at the top. So when we read our Sam story today, they're going to be using the word chomp. And what does chomp mean? It means like biting down on something, or you chomp your food, or biting really hard, or like a big animal, like an alligator, chomps down. And so what you're going to do is you're going to write the word chomp on the line, and then draw me a picture of something chomping. You could draw a big animal chomping, eating something, but draw me a picture in the box. And your last paper is just the story of Sam and the fish, and so that you can read that on your own at home, but you also have your Sam readers at home that you can go ahead and read. Okay, now we're going to get our Sam book so that we can read our story for today. And you can go and you can read them in your books as well. And today we are going to read. Let's open up to the table of contents and see what we're going to read. Okay, there's the table of contents. We read Sam and the Fish, Fun at the Pond. Today we're going to read Sam's Pets. And it is on page 16. So you can go to page 16 in your books if you want to follow along. Thank you, Miss Barrett.
You're welcome.
And we see all of our tricky words underlined, so that we can remember that those are tricky words and that they're not going to sound out like we usually do. So you need to know them by looking at them. Okay, Sam's pets. Sam has pets. One of his pets is a dog. One of his pets is a cat. So I just said a dog. I should have said a dog. But one of his pets is a cat. One of his pets is a bug. Ooh, he has a dog, a cat, and a bug. This is Sam's dog, Max. Max runs and jumps. Max digs in the mud. Max rubs mud on Sam. Ooh, he's dirty. Max yelps at the cat. This is Sam's cat, Tim. Tim sips milk from a dish. Tim naps on Sam's bed. Tim runs from Max. Another page, this is a long story.
Yes,
This is Sam's bug, King Tut. That's a funny name for a bug, isn't it? King Tut hops from plant to plant. King Tut chomps, there's our word, on plants. King Tut runs from Tim.
That's all.
That is all. The end. Okay, so our video doesn't go really long. We won't do questions today, but I do want you to go back, read your stories in your readers, and you can practice. You could go back and read Sam at the Pond And I don't remember the name of the first one. Sam and the Fish. Sam and the Fish, Fun at the Pond, and Sam's Pets. You can read those to practice. Have fun reading and with your tricky words.